his shot.
Very, very frustrating figure to be in against his effort. And he's looking a little frustrated tonight as well.
Matias Moreno. One of the issues with Pipe as well is his frustrating that his inconsistency in performances. I remember seeing him at the start of the season thinking, right, this is the season where he's finally going to live up to all that promise, and again, it's all kind of fizzled out. Mourinho. Okay, yeah. Cortés. Looks like he's only got one option in front of him. Carlos SP. It's forced wide. It's it back to Cortés. Donny's the cross. Eventually does clip in the ball. Send it towards SP. Carlos Sala hooks it back to Paco Cortés. Victor Garcia. SP hits it backwards. What was a clearance? It ended up being a good pass from Alberto Moreno. It's one back by Levante. Obviously, delight and encouragement with the home fans.
Yeah, the recovery is a good one. I think with Victor Garcia, who got back quickly to just tidy things up for them.
Collected by Santi Mourinho. Early start from Levante in the second half.
Yeah, we've seen increasingly moments from Paco Cortés, haven't we, involved in quite a lot of that move.
This kind of encapsulates what we love about Spanish football La Liga, and that just this constant conveyor belt of young players coming through, not only coming through, but getting a chance to play quite a regular basis.
Yeah, and for a club like Levante, of course, that's absolutely vital, and that's what will keep you afloat. It's not, it might not be the most romantic way of looking at it, but it's also a picture of club connection to develop young players. You get the chance to move them on, you then reinvest that money. You know, a club like Levante invests very, very little money.
Obviously, the winter window, a couple of players on loan. In the summer, they didn't spend a huge amount. The extra young transfer is a curious one, the deal that they've done with Villarreal, and that allows them, between the two of them, if you like to kind of decide on his future.
A lot of complex calls,
yeah, to the extent that it's not entirely clear where the sort of the balance of control over his future lies. But they are a club that will need to get through the youth system to be financially viable as well as to be viable in football terms.
Bumpy. Comisania. Carlos Sala getting back. He's probably shown a little bit more of his defensive side to the game, so Carlos Sala.
I was just actually thinking, looking at the team sheet, the way that I've written out, that I almost want to draw a little circle around him and put an hour in and push him a little bit further back, because, as you say, because he stood out as an extra midfielder rather than as a number 10 behind the forwards, which is where I anticipated him being more often.
Victor Garcia. Offered it now, ball towards SP. Paco Cortés. It's Bumpy. It's a good header at the near post. Still Bumpy knows that Sagasti pushing into the box.
He's talked a lot, Luis Cortés, this week about kind of trying to go against that sense of flatness in a place, trying to create an atmosphere, create a belief that you can still survive. If they worked against them tonight, that would really help.
Okay, Moreno. Noisily just at the head of Ayofe. Pepe. Well, they were both lining up for the finish. Bloque completely missed the ball, and Nicolas Pepe struck it over the crossbar.
It's a wild miss that, because it's not even close. Bounces off his leg at kind of just below the knee, and then actually Nicolas Pepe will feel that he should have been able to get that ball down.
Okay, yeah. Great ball in behind. George Mikel-Tatze cuts across. Matty Ryan's come a very long way, Pepe. Mikel-Tatze! It's a calm finish from George Mikel-Tatze, who has now scored in his last 3 appearances for Villarreal. And almost against the run of play, they take the lead here at the Ciutat de Valencia after 57 minutes. 0-0, Villarreal 1.
Yeah, as you say, it came just after that period when it started to feel like the Levante were accelerating a little bit. Not necessarily making clear chances happen, but make opportunities happen, feeling like they were getting closer to the Levante penalty area. And it really underlines something that you said just at the start of the second half, which is that idea of them stepping out and going for Villarreal, whether in truth that was exactly what Villarreal wanted. Now, I'm not going to go quite so far as to say that they got caught on the break, but they did get caught with quite a lot of players on the pitch. You can see, in particular, I think it's Matias Moreno on his way back there, trying to get back into position. And it was really nicely done. And again, a little bit like in the against Ciutat the weekend, really nice footwork from Mikel-Tatze in tight spaces. And the calmness of Nicolas Pepe to get it back to him.
Really feel for Matty Ryan in that situation, don't you? He's sort of a long way from home.
Totally exposed. And actually, in fairness to his teammates, he's got 2 teammates recover enough to be on the line, to the extent that it took more than just having a simply side focus into the net from Mikel-Tatze. I think he had to place it, and he had to place it away from the 2 players on the line. One of them, I think, was there. I'm not sure who the other one is.
That's 8 La Liga goals for Mikel-Tatze, which is not the worst in terms of the life for a player who's struggled to adapt to his new surroundings. Must be clearly suggesting that there was a dive.
Mikel-Tatze did say maybe a slight struggle to set the most expensive signing in the club's history at 31 million euros. And actually not a guy that scored loads and loads of goals at Lyon last year, and 11 in 34 is good, but it's not kind of outrageous centre forward numbers. Go for his career, his best season was actually here when he got 23 at Metz in 2022.
And you can see that he's not that player.
No,
he's not your 25 plus.
No, he's
top
not.
scorer of the
Obviously,
season.
in this video out team at the moment, he's the third forward of all the strikers, and you know, obviously, in particular, when he plays with Nicolas Pepe as a forward, and Nicolas Pepe is the one that can float around him. Even Ayose, who last year really did become a number 9, and a proper number 9 after a career spent sometimes coming in from the 2 wide positions in the forward lines, sometimes being a number 10, and scored lots and lots of goals last year. Ayose is very, very good indeed. But there's still, you look at them, they've got lots of. Mikel-Tatze in a way is the most number 90 of their number 9s. Number 9 is a real word, I'm not sure it is.
Right off it. Tappe yellow card for that challenge from behind. Here comes the free kick. Caspi's lunging for the ball. Indeed, stamped it away from a Villarreal player. According to the referee, it's illegally.
I wonder if it was for that first tug actually. Or no, maybe it is for the trip on Rafa Marin there. I think he's a little unfortunate.
He's not trying, he's trying to get to the ball.
He's actually.
He's raked his leg.
Yeah, because he's actually not seeing Rafa Marin come from behind him. But then as he swings, just at the point at which Rafa Marin has taken a step in front of him, so in a way it's kind of Rafa Marin's fault in so much as he puts himself in the way of the swing. But it is a foul.
That's always an interesting one. You never know who the referee should award a free kick in those situations. Is it the one that puts a foot in the way of the player that's going to shoot?
I must say, I think far too rarely is a decision made about who's actually made the contact happen. Who is it that's actually created the clash? And I think sometimes it's just a look at, oh look, there's some contact here, but who did it? I'm not always sure it's as clear as referees often forget it was indeed there on the line as Mikel-Tatze Maxi found a way through. There's not the biggest gap with those glasses. It's too close.
There we go.
I'd like to see him put those on before having the shot though. Stop it, hang on a minute. Just let me have a look at this.
Rafa spotted Bobber being kept off the field of play to Villarreal physios.
Well, Renato Vega is on the bench, thought he would start tonight. He would be the natural change if Rafa Marina can't continue.
Long by Luis Jr. Gay. Mourinho. Here's one in on to Villa. Tolian. It's about the diagonal to Paco Cortés. Cautious option playing back to Villa. Moreno.
The attendance is not 18,000, so around about
Me duele mucho la garganta.
saying Wednesday night
Eso no hablo
in
mucho.
February at 8 o'clock, which is sounds late. I think for a lot of people in Spain, that's actually quite early in terms of people still getting a chance and time to get out of work to get to the game. It's not a bad response. And obviously, it's off the back of the disappointment of the derby against Valencia on Sunday. In which I have to say, by the way, I think Valencia scored the absolute goal of the season so far.
Full finish from
Gracias, gracias.
Brilliant move as well. Started all the way up there, and a lovely turn from Javi Guerra to start the whole thing off. A really nice touch from Umar Sadiq, who is that completely unpredictable footballer who could just
best touch or worst touch.
sometimes in the same move. It's just extraordinary. It's a brilliant goal.
Tolian. This is close, I think, with it here. Into three amount of substitutions. Mayrin Fedor, Maduro, and Eta Young. They will have to fork out as they bring on Eta Young.
Well, some whistles there. I think the whistles are for the decision rather than for the man that's departing. Sorry, Norman was one of those back in the day. Into Garcia too.
Yeah. Somebody else. He was Speed was trying to connect with the long throw-in.
That was Matias Moreno, wasn't it?
So, Maduro. That left-sided centre-back position. He's not a player so I've been impressed with what I've seen in this season.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Scored that late goal to beat Elche. And that was the moment, I think, actually, at that point that you thought, because of the nature of the game as well, not just because of the victory, but the nature of the game, that Elche had scored. Well, actually, I was just saying a minute ago that the goal of the season from Lagi Ramazani, I think actually the goal that Adam Bayer scored in the 92nd minute against Levante to make it 2-2 for Elche. And that's another one where it's not just a brilliant finish, the move is glorious.
And it was his first La Liga goal.
First La Liga goal, and a gorgeous little cushion header to set it up for him. Just a brilliant goal.
Richard's son, wasn't
That's
that
right. That's right, and 92nd minute, and at that point, you think, wow, Elche have done it, but Levante scored in the 96th out of Matador, and that whole place went absolutely crazy, and you think at that point, wow, there's a chance now maybe that they can find a way back. That was their second win in 4 games at that point, having only had 2 in 16 until then, but not one in the 3 weeks since.
So Simon calling Alex Sanchez. Called by his name.